You are watching DIY by Niky Foster. You guys love the Dollar Tree organization video that I uploaded onto Instagram and YouTube Shorts. It got over 1 million views on IG, so I figured you guys would appreciate the longer version. So let's get into it. We're going to Florida, and here's how I pack for my kids. Okay, so real quick, we're going to Florida. I love going to Florida. My family loves going to Florida. And I tried to record a video like this before, but I felt like I didn't put enough information in it. So I wanted to give it a go again, give you guys the real deal on how I pack for a trip. This is not an overconsumption video. It's kind of like how I do what I do. And I just wanted to share my tips with you. So we're going to start with how I pack the luggage for the kids, because I feel like it's really detailed and organized, and I think you guys can learn from it. So let's get started. Before I pack, I like to make sure all the clothes is as ready to be packed as possible, and sometimes that requires a few iron-ons. A little bit of background on this, we're also heading to Disney on this trip, so if you've ever been to Disney, you know it's like a thing to go with family tees or character inspiration. So I'm making custom shirts for everyone and just using the Cricut auto press to adhere to the fabric. With these character tees, there are so many colors, and I usually cut out and layer each piece on one by one, but I decided to try ninja transfers for the first time, and this was the easiest thing to do. The shirts come already printed on a sheet, so it's super easy, and all I have to do is just use a heat press to essentially iron it onto the fabric. This is not sponsored by them. I just love the whole experience, and I wanted to tell you all about it just in case you were in a time crunch and looking for an easy DIY project. And then once all the shirts are done, I just put it by the suitcase so I can pack it all up. For the organization bags, I'm heading to Dollar Tree to pick up these mesh laundry bags. They come with 3 in a pack, so I only need a couple of packs per kid. I'm also grabbing these plastic 2.5 gallon bags for my sneakers, shoes, sandals, or whatever. Back at home, I'm using my Cricut to cut out what I'm going to be ironing on. So for this, I use day 1, day 2, etc. So it's planned by the vacation itinerary. I also have ones that says PJs, socks and undies, you know, all those little things. And you can label it whichever way works best for you. This is just what worked best for me. So to label the bags with the days of the week, I'm using Smart Iron-On. You can use whichever color you like, but I'm using red for one of my kids, and then I'm using light blue for the other one, so I could just quickly identify which bag belongs to which kid. Once the Cricut finishes cutting everything out, I then weed out all the letters and everything I need to iron it on. This just makes the ironing on process super quick and easy. A note about ironing on: I recommend slipping a paper bag in between so that the adhesive doesn't stick to the other side of the mesh. I also use parchment paper to protect the mesh. And also, if you're going to do this, make sure you move the zipper out of the way, because if you accidentally press it with the heat press, the zipper will melt. Okay, so let's start with the luggage that I use. I actually use this luggage, and I got this from, I think, TJ Maxx. It's not super aesthetic, but it works, and it works for my family. So for packing, I kind of lay everything out, especially depending on where we're going. So I like to label it and just have all the outfits ready. All right, let me see, is this working? All right, so for the luggage, there's 2 sides, obviously. You guys know how luggage works. So one side I'll put for my oldest son, and the other side I'll put for the younger son. And then that way I have it nice and organized, kind of trying to reduce a little bit of overpacking, but I am. You know what I mean? So let me show you how I'm going to organize it, and that's it. All right, so I showed you how I made the bags, which this is my first time making these bags, but normally I use like a lot of plastic, and over the years I've been thinking about how much I waste. You know, I've definitely reused them, but I still feel like I've wasted a lot, you know? I still use them for the shoes, because for shoes, the bottoms get really dirty, and if we're traveling with them, I'm kind of conscious about that. I try to be, at least. So for the clothes, we're going to use these mesh bags. I got one that says socks and undies, so I'm going to just put the socks and undies in it. It'll all be organized. I love this. So for the socks, I take it out of the packaging and place it in the bag. Same with the undies, and if I have any new undies that come in a package, I take them out of the packaging as well. This way, it saves a little bit more space. Next up is PJs. PJs are one of those things that I'm always worried I'm going to forget. So I like to pack them early on. And for the kids, I bring about 3 sets. Okay, and then I do have some extra outfits, so I had a bag that says extras, and I'll put them in this bag too. That way, this is just like a backup outfit. We go to a lot of different parks and stuff, and I like to have their outfits already planned out beforehand, so I usually plan their outfits by the day. So that's why I have day one, and I have their outfits ready to go. So for instance, Disney, we all like kind of coordinate. So I made this shirt for my son and for the rest of the family. And I just do that. Put it with the shorts he's gonna wear. This goes in the bag. And now as an extra little tidbit, I actually write a Post-it note and put it inside the bag. This is super not aesthetic, but it's gonna get tossed anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And that's it. So one of the other things that I do, it's not necessary, but because we like to get to the parks early, I like to have their outfits already planned from the day before, and obviously weeks before, because we're going on vacation, it's getting planned now. But that's why for the organization of the bags, I have the days written out. So like day one, day two. And I'll plan their outfits out in advance. So for this, we're going to be wearing jerseys when we go to Universal. And he has the shorts to go with it. I'll have it already in a bag. And then I add a little Post-it to it. It's not aesthetic. It's just a little note so everyone can know what are we wearing, what day is it, what are we doing. It's just extra communication and information to stay organized and to, you know, make it better. Everyone likes to look nice on vacation, so we just like to plan it so we all look nice. And this is also part of like that coordinating. You ever see like families that always coordinate when they go on vacation, or like content creators or influencers who's like matching their families? I'm pretty sure they're like organizing it so that everyone has the same stuff. They may not do the mesh bags, but they have their plan, and that's part of this. Like, we like to look nice too, so here we are. So shoes, I actually leave in the bags because the bottoms could be a little dirty, so I like to put them in the plastic bags. And this is how the luggage looks once it's fully packed. I ended up doing two separate sides like I mentioned before. So one side was for my older son, and then the other side was for my younger sons. And here's a look at some of the outfits we coordinated for the trip. For Universal, we all wore jerseys. Everyone had like a different jersey on. My husband ended up wearing basketball shorts, so it all looked pretty uniform and really cute. At the arcade, we knew that the location was comic themed, so we decided to wear some sort of Spider-Man t-shirt. My kids are really big Spider-Man fans right now, so this worked out perfectly. For Legoland, the kids wore Nautica swim trunks as shorts and a white tee to go with it. Then when it was time to get wet, we just swapped it out for the matching Nautica rash guard that we bought. They also wore Yeezy foams and polo hats, which both can get wet and dry fairly quickly. For Disney, I had mentioned we all had custom tees. I actually didn't get a good picture of the back of the shirts, but the kids wore a white tee that was a custom white tee with the Disney character on the back and jean shorts. And at this other place, they had arcade games, but also go-karts and bowling. We decided to wear something a little bit more fun. So the boys wore Billionaire Boys Club tees, and I wore a Cyclops tee with jean shorts, and my husband wore a Mets jersey. So it wasn't 100% matching, but it was like in the same color family. And that is it for this video. If you want to see more videos like this, please make sure you subscribe and leave me a comment. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.